Although there are many more reported Sasquatch sightings in this area, we're going to take you on a tour of a few we visited and investigated during this Bigfoot expedition. I really like to see the Bigfoot phenomena in the culture of the area we are investigating, from signs to business murals to Sasquatch shown on maps. It really emphasizes that the people in the area know that the creature inhabits the forests near where they live, or know someone has had a Bigfoot encounter, or have seen the creature themselves. I would like to start by visiting an area where my dad's family and their mining claim partners had a lengthy daytime Sasquatch encounter that I heard about several times growing up, and is one of several sighting reports that sparked my interest in the Bigfoot phenomena. Miners sluicing gold have close encounter with Idaho Bigfoot. Grimes Creek Sasquatch encounter with gold miners. Scott Shaw writes, "Here's the story of the gold claim. We moved to Boise in 1955 after Breon was born. Dad met a guy at his work at Yonkers. They were machinists there. He was Dad's partner on his gold claim. We worked it from 1956 till around 1962. They made over 20,000 off it in 6 years. Gold was $35 an ounce back then, and so we had collected close to 600 ounces. We would blast these big gravel areas about twice a year, then take and put it in sluice boxes. After washing it for a long time, we would take it out of the washing process and pan the gold for the final. This claim was between Boise and Idaho City. It was about 4 miles off the pavement on a dirt road back to our claim, where two creeks came together. We dammed off the main creek to make it deep enough for our sluicing boxes to fit in it. I hope you can make out my map. It explains a lot. We only got placer gold, little tiny flakes. It came in a lot of colors: red, yellow, orange, silver, black, and gold. After panning, we would test these small flakes with different strengths of acid. If it smoked, it wasn't gold. If no reaction, then it was more than likely gold. We would pick it out and take it to the assay office, and they would pay us cash. The guy we were in business with was Walt Carrington. Dad would split it dollar for dollar with him. We got to be good friends with them. We gave up on the prospecting because we moved to Freeport and Clearfield in 1963. We also got to see a Sasquatch the summer of 1961 in August, and broad daylight, within 100 feet and nothing blocking our view. 6 people in Walt's family and 4 from the Shaw family: Breon, Mike, Dad, Dewis Shaw, and me, Scott Shaw. I was swimming in the trout tub when I felt like something was staring at me. Then I called everyone to look at it. It was looking down and walking back and forth, then noticed us and turned to leave, and was still looking down as it went back into the trees. It was about 10 feet tall and had reddish-brown hair. All 10 of us saw it. It came out of the trees and looked like it was looking for something. It didn't notice us for almost a minute and a half. It turned and walked back into the trees after we got a good look at it. It was probably close to 400 pounds, really buff. Gave us the chills to look at it. You see one that close at daylight and nothing blocking your view, it will change your whole life. They are real, I tell you. There is no way as many sightings have been made that these aren't real. They are, and they are much bigger than a 6-foot man. RMSO asks, what was it actually doing that made you think it was looking for something? Scott continues, it was looking down and walking back and forth, then noticed us and turned to leave, and as still looking down as it went back into the trees. I was swimming in the trout tub when I felt like something was staring at me. Then I called for everyone to take a look at it. Then I got the others over to where they could see it. Where they were behind the willow stand, you couldn't see it until you got closer to me. Dad said that it was a Sasquatch, that he had seen them in the state of Washington years ago. It could have been looking for rock chucks or ground squirrels to eat. It was an unusual thing to see. Silver Plunge Bigfoot encounter by couple riding ATVs. BFR report number 29357. In June of 2009, above Crouch, Idaho, it was mid-afternoon around 4 p.m., and my husband and I were riding our ATV and dirt bike. Dave was about 200 yards ahead of me, and we didn't have sight of each other. We were on the main forest road that leads up the mountain, past the turnoff to Silver Plunge. The road gets a bit windy up there, and so we didn't see each other. I was coming up to a curve in the road where to my left is an embankment down to the river about 40 feet, and a cliff to my right. The only flat part was the road. It happened so fast. I came around a bend and saw a huge dark figure on two legs, upright, bounding right up the mountainside to my right. The sound of the branches snapping was louder than my motor. I kept driving about another 100 yards around another bend, trying to catch up to Dave, who was sitting on a quiet bike with his helmet in his hand, wearing a puzzled look. "Did you see that?" I yelled, struggling to get my helmet off. He said, "Yeah, it was huge, hairy, and fast." We drove back to see where we both saw it separately, and there was evidence of something climbing up the steep mountain. Dave saw it bound up the riverside embankment and crossed the road as soon as he passed it. I saw it when it was going up the mountainside. We both know what we saw: Bigfoot. The late Todd Strong did the follow-up investigation report. I spoke to the witness at length and found her to be reliable and absolutely certain about her sighting. I can add the following details to her report. The couple was camping about 10 miles from the sighting. She was riding on an ATV and her husband was ahead of her riding a motorcycle on a mountain road through a thick pine forest. Her husband saw what he thought was a man jogging on the road until he realized how big it was and that it was covered in hair. The animal turned to the left and ran downhill into the thick underbrush and trees towards the river 50 yards below. He stopped his motorcycle in the middle of the road and waited for his wife. The woman, approximately 30 seconds later, while riding her ATV and wearing her helmet, heard a noise that she said was hard to describe. It sounded like a mix between a grunt and a growl, then loud crashing and crunching of limbs and branches. She looked over her right shoulder and saw a large hairy animal on two legs running up the side of the mountain to her right. The witness is familiar with all of the animals in the area, large and small, and knew it wasn't something she had seen before. When she first saw it, the animal was only 10 feet away, but she couldn't watch it for long because she had to navigate a turn in the road. When she caught up to her husband, they compared notes, and both were convinced they saw a Bigfoot. They aren't sure if they saw the same animal or two separate ones because during the first sighting, it was going downhill towards the river, and the second sighting, it had crossed back over the road and was going up the mountain. They think it was the same animal not wanting to get trapped by cliffs below them, between the road and the river. They both returned to the location where it had run up the hill and found clear sign where the large animal had passed. The animal was muscular, with long hair that was dark brown to the point of almost being black. Neither got a good look at the face, nor could they tell if it was male or female. They camp regularly in the area and are familiar with the forest roads. These witnesses are reliable, and I believe the separation of the ATV and motorcycle combined with the winding mountain road with numerous switchbacks made it more difficult for the animal to elude both witnesses as easily as described in other encounters.